What's going on, y'all? It's Jackson with We Major Anime. Happy holidays. Real quick, I'd like to give a special shout out to my editor. Go hit him up on TikTok, Double Bag Tone. Also, go follow We Major Productions and We Major Presents Rise on TikTok as well. Today, we're going to be doing the Naruto timeline part 4, so let's go ahead and get right on into it.
That boy $10 go crazy.
Alright, so with the 4th Hokage's death, the 3rd Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, reassumes the position of Hokage. The first thing he did was move the Uchiha from the middle of the village to the outer part of the village so that they could be monitored, which really pissed off the Uchiha, causing even more unrest than they already had. Head of the police force, so it makes it really hard for them to do their jobs when they're not in the epicenter of the town. Being on the outskirts of the city makes it really harder to get around the city and do what they need to be doing to protect and serve the village. This is around the time the Uchiha decided to start planning the famed coup d'etat. Around the same time, Itachi Uchiha, one of the most promising young shinobi in the village, if not the most promising shinobi in the village, joins the Anbu Black Ops, starts to serve as like a pipeline, I guess, between the Uchiha and the village. So basically, he's kind of like a double agent. He tells the Uchiha everything the village is doing and saying about them, while he also tells the Hokage what's going on with the Uchiha. This is how the Hokage and the rest of the uppers in the village find out about the coup. With this coup coming right around the corner, Shisui Uchiha, another one of the very promising up-and-coming shinobi in the village, he's already a jonin at the age of like 15. It's ridiculous. Goes to Hiruzen and says he wants to use his genjutsu, Kodo Matsukame, on Fugaku, the head of the Uchiha clan, in order to stop the coup. For those of you who don't know what Kodo Matsukame is, Shisui can just basically look at you. You don't even have to like look in his eyes. He just has to look at you with his Mangekyo Sharingan activated to put you under a genjutsu, which basically can just rewrite your whole entire personality. And you won't even know about it unless someone with a Byakugan looks at you and sees your chakra network is disturbed or whatever and breaks you out of it. It's really easy for them to break you out of it, but it's really like you yourself don't notice you're under genjutsu. So he can just like rewrite your personality to whatever you want, or whatever he wants rather, and make you stop doing what you're doing, I guess. He was gonna make Fugaku oppose the coup, but he was thwarted in this plan, unfortunately, which I'm about to get to right now. Hiruzen agrees with Shisui that this is a good plan to stop the coup. However, Danzo, Hiruzen's Shadow Hokage, who is a very dirty motherfucker, decides that this won't stop the coup. It'll just kind of put it off for a little bit, especially if the other Uchiha find out that Fugaku was under Kodo. That's going to really piss them off even more. It's going to turn them against Shisui. It's going to turn them against Itachi, and things are not going to go well. So what does Danzo do? He decides to meet Shisui in like a, I guess, shady alley type deal, kind of near like a cliff and some trees and shit. Has one of his subordinates, Yoji Aburame, who is actually very important to what I'm about to say right now, poison Shisui using his bugs, which paralyzes Shisui. The Aburame clan, for those of you who don't know, specialize in bugs, and basically each of them has like a different kind of bug that lives inside them that they can control freely. It's kind of nuts, to be honest. They're really overpowered. But we're not going to talk about that right now. So Shisui gets poisoned and paralyzed, and what Danzo does is he just grabs him, lifts him up, and just plucks his right eye out of his face, saying, "You're not good enough to use your eye. It'd probably be best if I had it in my hands." With Shisui's eye being ripped out, he snaps out of his paralysis and goes to the meeting point that he had predetermined with Itachi. He goes and tells Itachi what's going on, as Itachi notices that Shisui just happens to be missing an eye out of fucking nowhere. Tells him he's already dead and that he needs to kill him so that Itachi can awaken his Mangekyo Sharingan, because the stone tablet that was altered by Black Zetsu back a couple videos ago says that you have to kill your best friend in order to activate your Mangekyo Sharingan. So Shisui has Itachi do this, and also explain to him how he awoken his, which was he basically during the Third Great Shinobi World War was running with his teammates away from enemies and watched his best friend lag behind and die, which gave him an overwhelming sense of guilt because he didn't go help him when he could have, making him think that he killed him himself. So before Itachi stabs Shisui, Shisui plucks out his left eye, summons a crow down from the sky, pops the crow's eye out, puts his eye into it, and instructs it to follow Itachi around for the rest of his life in case Itachi ever needs to use the Kodo Matsukame, which, granted, is known as the strongest genjutsu in the entire series. Itachi then stabs Shisui, and Shisui, with no eyes, falls off a waterfall with a stab wound, and he's poisoned and dies. So he was gonna die anyway, so for the love of goodness gracious, he is not alive in Boruto. As much as I'd like to see it, they had to kill him off. He's too overpowered. The Naruto writers do, when they have an overpowered character, they kill him off in a ridiculous way because they don't know what to do with it down the line. Shisui in the war arc would have been crazy. He would have taken everybody out. He literally would have taken everybody out. There's no way around it. It would have happened. Itachi then goes to meet with Danzo. And at this point, Itachi does know that Danzo took Shisui's right eye and had him killed. However, Danzo says, listen, if this coup happens, it's going to be the bloodiest conflict in the history of this village by far. And every Uchiha member is going to be killed. However, if you go kill them for me instead, you can spare your younger brother and I won't touch him. And Itachi, he's a really good big brother, but it seemed kind of stupid. I feel like there are other ways to handle this. Just goes and slaughters his whole clan. He starts with his girlfriend, Izumi Uchiha, and puts her under Tsukuyomi. In this Tsukuyomi, which lasts 3 seconds in real life and 3 days to the person that's in Tsukuyomi, he shows her their whole life together, where she dies at 80 years old with him by his side. It's a really sweet thing. And then she wakes up from it, says, thank you for loving me, and he kills her. Then he moves on to slaughter all the men in the clan, while Obito, coincidentally, he had actually ran into him a couple days prior and was like, hey, you want to help me kill the clan? And he was like, yeah, fuck it, why not? I'm not busy on Friday night. So they go slaughter the clan. Obito takes out all the women and children, with the exception of Izumi and Sasuke and Itachi's mother, while Itachi takes out all the men. Itachi saves his parents for last, and when he enters the house, his parents say they can't forgive him for what he's doing. However, they're proud of him that he's so strong in his beliefs that he's willing to go this far for what he believes in. They ask him to take care of Sasuke, promises he will, and then he kills them. And then Sasuke runs in the room seeing his brother standing over his parents' dead bodies and freaks out, tries to attack Itachi. Doesn't work. Sasuke's like 4 or 5 at this point. Like, he's not doing shit to an Anbu member Itachi. It's just not happening. And this is when Sasuke starts going down his dark path of revenge and all that, wanting to avenge his clan, this and that and the third. We'll get to that later though. This part's not about Sasuke. Itachi, after slaughtering the clan, goes and sends a shadow clone to meet with Danzo. And he goes, if you ever lay a hand on Sasuke, I will leak everything I know about you in the village, and you will be done for. And Danzo never, ever touched Sasuke. So if that's not the definition of fear, then I don't know what is, man. As Itachi's leaving the village, he realizes he's being tailed by none other than the guy we talked about earlier, Yoji Aburame. Now, Itachi knows that Yoji was heavily involved in Shisui's death, and Itachi is very upset. I don't know if y'all know about Uchihas, but they love really hard, and when they lose that love, they damn near go crazy. Itachi's actually the calmest one of every Uchiha we've seen ever. It's actually nuts. So, anyways, Itachi puts all the bugs in Yoji's body under Tsukuyomi, paralyzing him, then hits him with his Amaterasu, which is an ever-burning black flame that never goes out until it disintegrates the thing that it's targeting, or Itachi turns it off. He watches him slowly burn to death and then leaves the village to go join the Akatsuki. Alright y'all, if you made it to the end of the video, we appreciate you, and you clearly liked it if you got all the way here. So if you could do me a favor, throw a like on the video, subscribe to the page, turn on notifications so you can see when we drop the next one, and go hit us up on TikTok at We Major Anime, We Major Productions, and We Major Presents Rise. Appreciate y'all. Take her easy.